All right, so now we're live. All right, so we're going to turn our paper horizontally, and with your rulers, we're going to mark your paper halfway down. Right, half of 9 is 4.5. So we're going to make it mark 4.5 on the left, and again halfway down, make a mark at 4.5 on the right, and you can connect your line. Now, as you guys are drawing this, draw it lightly, so that you can erase the horizon line. I'm going to draw my lines darker so you can see them on the screen, okay? But draw your lines lightly. So if you make a mistake, you can erase it and it won't show up, okay? Everybody cut their paper in half? Okay. So half of 12 is 6. So what we're going to do is make a mark at 6 inches and just put an X. Okay. So that is the exact center of our page. Okay. What does that X stand for? What's that X going to stand? Vanishing point, right? And we have one vanishing point, so we're dealing with 1 point linear perspective. Everything that will recede will go back to that point, okay? Now, going to the bottom of your paper. From the right-hand side, measure in 2 inches and make a mark. And then from the left-hand side, measure in 2 inches and make another mark, okay? So you're going to make a mark on the bottom 2 inches from the right, and I'll mark on the bottom 2 inches from the left. And then going back with our vanishing point, I'm going to line up, let me use the clear one. Use your straight edge, you're going to line with your vanishing point and with both of those marks. So I'm going to draw a line. And I'm going to make the mark. Okay. So I've lined up my dots with my vanishing point. So everybody should have a triangle. Actually, it looks like more like a seesaw, right? You got the little triangle piece and then the part that goes across. Hannah, you good? Okay. So then what you're going to do is taking our ruler once again, from that 2-inch mark, I'm going to measure a 1/2 inch towards the center and make another mark. And then from our other 2-inch mark, measure a 1/2 inch from the left mark towards the center and make another mark. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is take from my vanishing point in those new marks, and I'm going to make another set of triangles. So 1/2 inch from your 2 lines, either direction, and then connect them to make that other set of triangles. So far, what we've done is mapped out our road and we've mapped out sidewalk, right? So let me show you how to finish the sidewalk. So what you're going to do is take your straight edge, and you're going to make sure that it's parallel with the bottom of the page, your middle line and the top of the page. And you're going to go ahead and draw horizontal lines in that last set of triangles that we just drew. And all I'm doing is sliding up my straight edge towards the top of my horizon line. Which, Sean, what's our horizon line in this case? What's the horizon line? Right. And in this case, that's what it's going to be because we're drawing an outside scene. Just sliding my ruler up. So everybody should have something that looks like two ladders, right? Going up the side of their thing. And it doesn't matter how many breaks you have in the cement. I probably put too many. Just show me if you have some breaks in the cement. And again, those lines we want to keep horizontal, okay? Parallel to the horizon. Everybody get that? Can I move on? Okay. All right. So yesterday, bless you, we drew some boxes, right? That's all buildings are just boxes, correct? Except that some buildings have some decoration on it. I'm not even going to ask you to add decoration to it. I'm just going to ask you to add windows and doors, okay? So I'm asking you to draw squares, rectangles, and boxes. That's all we're going to do. And that's what we're going to start with, okay? So let me do this part first, and then you guys go ahead and do it. So what I'm going to do is go from the corner, the outside corner of my sidewalk, on my right-hand side, and I'm going to measure up and draw a vertical line 6 inches tall. And then I'm going to measure, and I'm going to complete my rectangle. And then I want to erase my horizon line. Again, if you guys draw light, you won't see your horizon line. I drew dark so you can see it. So you're still going to see it, but you know it's there. All right? So 6 inches up from the bottom, right, from the outside part corner of our right sidewalk. And then draw it over to the edge of the paper. Draw a vertical line over to the edge of the paper. 7. So what did we just draw? A rectangle, right?
Yep. A building.
The corner of the paper and the bottom of the paper are the right side and the bottom, and we drew the top and the left, okay? So we have our face of our box, just like what we drew yesterday, right? We want the side of it, the part that's facing the street, to go back towards our vanishing point. So all we're going to do is take our ruler, or straight edge, and we're going to, you know what, I'm going to use a triangle so I can see. And you guys can see. I'm going to take from that corner, the top corner, to the vanishing point, and I'm going to draw something probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, okay? So that takes care of the top, right? Our building that we're drawing, where is it in relation to our eye level, above or below, or on?
Below.
Other way. Good guess. It is above, right? So I'm not going to be able to see the top of the building, right? So it's going to appear to go back down. We will draw a building where you can see the roof, I promise. Okay? But all I want you to do is draw an 1.5-inch line or 2-inch line from that corner to the vanishing point. Everybody get that? Cheyenne, did you get that? You good? Okay. Now, do I have to redraw this line down here on the sidewalk? No, it's already there. So the only thing I have to do is run my parallel vertical line, right? So again, taking my straight edge, lining up my vertical line, slide it over to the end of my corner, and drop that line straight down. And again, I'm going to erase my horizon line. Mine's going to show up even after I erase it because I'm drawing dark on purpose. So you guys can see my lines on the screen. Right? So what did I draw? I drew a box that we drew yesterday together, correct? That's all I drew. Everybody good with this? Okay. So for our next building, we're going to go even higher. All right. So I got lucky. And I'd say take it, you're going to draw a line 2 inches taller than that last vertical line that you drew. So just draw a line 2 inches taller than what was there. Just like that, from here to here. That's 2 inches. You'll be fine, Sean. It'll be good, I promise. All right, everybody good there? Okay. So what we're going to do is take our ruler and we're going to draw another line from the top of that last line towards the edge of the paper, 2 inches long. All right? So basically I just drew an upside down L, right? Went over, up 2, and then went over towards the edge of the paper 2 inches. Everybody good? Anybody need help? And then what we're going to do is just take your straight edge, and we're going to drop that line straight down, but we're going to stop at the top of the first building we drew. All right? So basically I just drew another square. Now, yesterday we talked about lines that we know exist but aren't there, right, visually. This line we know exists goes all the way back down to here, right? But it's blocked by this building, so we don't have to draw it, okay? This line is just an extension of this line, right? We know this corner of this building exists, we just don't see it because of this building, okay? So you don't have to draw all the lines all the time, okay? And once again, we're going to take from our vanishing point, again, going back to our, and grabbing from that top corner, back to our vanishing point, about an inch, inch and a half, right? If I went from the other corner, it goes through my original box that I just drew. So do I see it visually? But is it there physically? Yes, okay. And then take your straight edge, parallel line with the side of the building, and drop it straight down till you hit the sidewalk. Because again, you don't have to draw the bottom part of the building because the sidewalk's there. Right? And then we're going to erase our horizon line. So now we have 2 buildings. And both buildings are above our horizon line, so we cannot see the top of them. Right? Everybody should have something very similar to this. Correct? Pretty easy. Don't have to overthink it. All right? So let's draw a building below our horizon line. So once again, this line down here represents the corner of the building that is facing here where we can't see. So we're going to take a mark and make it about 1.5 inches up. And put a little mark from 1.5 inches up on that line. Now we can't see the side of that building because it's covered by the other 2 big buildings, right? All I do is put a mark right here, Ethan. Okay, 1.5 up. All right. So technically, I'm going to draw this. You guys don't have to draw it. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll zoom in here. But technically, see where my dotted line is? That represents these boxes here, these first 2 boxes that we drew already. All right? That's what that represents, that little mark, because we can't see it. It's hidden behind the building. Okay? So once I have that mark, take it back to our vanishing point, and I draw a line back to the vanishing point. And then I have a horizontal line and another parallel vertical line, not horizontal, sorry. Parallel vertical line, parallel vertical line. Does this make sense to everybody so far? Did I lose anybody along the way?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So right now we just drew like a wall, right? But we want to be able to see the rooftop. So all we have to do is take our straight edge, line it up with our horizon line. And some of you guys, some of your buildings are close to the horizon line, and that's okay. So it might be like right below the horizon line. But I'm just going to drop this down and draw another horizontal line from this corner that way. Right? Again, I'll so what is in dashes on my drawing is what you can't see. Ethan.
The other corner of the building.
Yes, it's the other corner of the building where you can't see it. Okay, it's everything that we drew to start with on the first 2 buildings that you can't see on the 3rd building because of the building covering it up. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. So what you guys are going to do in this next step is on the left side of the page, draw 3 buildings, varied heights, varied widths. You guys draw it, okay? And then I'll come around and give you a hand. All right?